What's good, Guardians? I took a week off to enjoy the start of Guardian games last week, but I'm back today. Got a lot to talk about. My voice might sound a little different. I'm kind of getting over some stuff right now. But let's not waste any more time and dive in. Alright, so first, gotta say, I'm absolutely loving the Guardian games right now. Taking the first week off just to explore and compete with my fellow Guardians was a pretty good time, I'm not gonna lie. The energy in the playlist hits different when we all know we're competing for medals and medallions against each other. And I've also seen some pretty funny showdowns take place in the tower that have maybe left a smile or two on my face. Fortunately, I think Titans are probably still going to win it all, and had a very strong streak, partially due to the community wanting to show respect for the recent passing of Lance Reddick, who voices Commander Zavala in Destiny 2. But it's still anyone's game, and we have to wait to see how the rest shapes out. Let me know what class you're representing in the comments below. Next, let's switch to talking about the most recent TWAB that came out from this week. Of course, this blog is full of next season teases, so let's start with my favorite. Bungie just released a teaser trailer for the Season of the Deep.
To any Guardians listening, this is Deputy Commander Sloan requesting emergency support.
Which seems to point at a once familiar location returning for Destiny 2 veterans, as well as an underwater theme to go along. Personally, I never played Destiny 2 back then, so this returning location is going to be completely new for me. But knowing Bungie, they'll make it interesting for returning players too. I'm also loving the idea that this is going to be some kind of deep underwater expedition. It reminds me of something like the sci-fi movies or the games I grew up enjoying, like Sphere, Bioshock, and even more recently, Underwater, which in my opinion is kind of an underrated sci-fi horror about Cthulhu no one talks about. But you get the point. We're all going underwater in the Season of the Deep. We also got a tease at our first unique armor ornaments for the season pass, which all appear to be reflecting the underwater setting of next season. To be honest, I don't know if I'll like these until I get my hands on them to have a final opinion, but I think they could pair well with some of the raid gear I've seen from the Root of Nightmares. There could be some pretty cool cosmetic combos to look forward to. What do you guys think of these new designs? I definitely like them more than last season's, so there's that. Along with the new seasonal armor ornaments, we also got a screenshot of what looks to be an underwater facility in a big underground cave. This is giving me big Bioshock vibes, and I love it. If I had to guess, this is going to be where our vendor will operate out of next season. But that's not the biggest thing I noticed. What actually blew my mind was, judging by this photo, and this is just my interpretation, we may be able to actually walk around underwater. Maybe that's apparent if that was how it was on Titan originally, but I have yet to see something like this setting, and I think it would be super cool to explore. What are your thoughts on this? Along with new seasonal themes and armor ornaments and potential locations, we got a first tease of what I assume is next season's vendor weapon, the Last Right Scout Rifle. I don't know why Bungie's given so much scout rifle love, but I could always add another one to my collection. It kind of reminds me of an older type of rifle, like that of a Mosin, but I also noticed that it could be lever action by looking at the trigger guard, which would go perfect with my Hunter Cowboy hat from the Watcher of the Spire dungeon. If I had one! Seriously, I've probably run that thing at least half a dozen times and still haven't had one cool cowboy gear drop. Anyways, they also let us see the unique vendor ornaments for the Last Right Scout Rifle. I actually love how it reflects each vendor, which is the first time I've seen something like this. Taking a second to look at each of them, I think I actually like the Gambit one the most. Let me know which one you think is best. Now, here's something I know a lot of people, including myself, were waiting for. News on the next dungeon, which was finally teased in this blog, with a launch date that's not too far away. This new dungeon launches on May 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unfortunately, that's all we know for now. We know when it's coming, but that's it. And I'm wondering on the location and setting myself. Will this go along with Lightfall, take place somewhere on Yamuna, maybe in the Vex network? Or would they reflect the new season of underwater themes? I honestly don't know how Bungie approaches their dungeons yet, but regardless, I look forward to the new story, puzzles, and challenges it brings. Also the loot. Other than that, the only thing to note was that the Eververse Store is getting its own version of a For You page that will showcase unique items to individual players that they think you'll like. This is a smart idea for Destiny 2 because I know there's a ton of cosmetics out there from previous seasons and years that I have yet to discover, and maybe this will help tailor the type of items toward my unique class. Last thing to cover are the known bugs and issues Bungie is aware of, so let's go over those real quick and talk about any workarounds for them. If you are struggling to earn medals in the Guardian Games playlist, it may not be your fault, as Bungie is aware of a bug that's causing only bronze medallions to be given to players despite the description of the activities they choose. I don't know if this has affected me, but it seems that you earn medals faster than you realize. I have had issues completing some of the bounties for bronze medallions when playing anything other than Supremacy, due to the fact that the fire team scoring is usually too high. It's too bad that it doesn't count, as it would be expected you would have to earn bronze to earn a higher tier grade medallion. But that's where we are, so either suck more or play Supremacy. They also addressed something else brought to light during the Guardian Games Strike playlist. Wishender is not penetrating extended phalanx or Hydra shields. I noticed this myself last week when my Wishender would not penetrate the Hydra boss in the Strike playlist. It wouldn't even show as an immune thing. It would just act like I shot a stick at it, so at least I'm glad that they're looking into it. I hope it gets fixed soon. There's also some Strand Hunter aspects about the Ensnaring Slam that doesn't trigger some class ability mods. They didn't go into detail here on which mods are effective, but I haven't personally noticed this one myself. There's also some instances of players getting caught in the floor and unable to be revived at certain parts of the same strike we mentioned earlier. Seems like the Guardian Games update may have somehow affected the playlist with some bugs in the meantime. The Nightfall strike has since rotated, so this is really a non-issue. Well, that's all I have for you this time, Guardians. Remember, if you've made it this far into the video, I'd like to ask that you remember to leave a like, share this video with your fire team, and maybe subscribe. I put out a new video each week covering Destiny 2 and my journey as a new light through it. Let me know if there's something you want me to cover, or if you have any questions, you can jump into my growing Discord. I'll leave a link in the description below. Remember to keep your head up, Guardians, and I'll see you in the next one.